Good morning, everyone. This is your daily news report and fourth stimulus check update. In today's video, I will be bringing you up to date on the latest stimulus news and information. Thank you so much, everyone. When Congress returned from its Memorial Day recess in June, many were expecting that lawmakers would continue to debate over another round of direct stimulus payments and the massive infrastructure plan. Once the Senate returns to business today and the House of Representatives follow a week later, Congress will have a full slate of sensitive and expensive matters to sort out. Fortunately, there are still several emergency programs in place that you can tap into if you are having trouble making ends meet. The aid that's still out there may not be making its way to every American like it did with the first 3 stimulus checks, but at this point in the crisis, many people are able to receive more assistance. For the tens of millions who are not, these 3 targeted programs are still available. The expanded child tax credit, which provides families up to $3,600 per child through a combination of advance payments and a more traditional tax credit. There is also over $46 billion in emergency rental assistance, and as of August 26th, only 11% of that had been distributed. Another $10 billion was set aside to help owners who are struggling to pay their mortgage. So if you're eligible for any of these programs, please reach out to the proper entities and get the help you need immediately. Late last week, the House of Representatives Ways and Means Committee released new details on various aspects of the $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill, including those related to energy tax credits and the expanded child tax credit. This bill comes after the passage of a $1 trillion infrastructure package in the Senate. The bill was negotiated between a bipartisan group of senators and the White House. This bill, though, is a narrower piece of the legislation than American Jobs Plan, a sweeping infrastructure package that the Biden administration has proposed.
Is for the Congress, the House and Senate, to finish the job of passing my economic agenda so that we can keep up the historic momentum we've been building these last 7 months. It's about investing in America's future, not about short-term stimulus. That's not what we're talking about. These are long-term prosperity we're talking about lowering the cost of living for families, creating millions of good-paying jobs for hardworking Americans. It's about reducing bottlenecks in our economy, reducing long-term price pressures. It's about helping more people to work by helping ease the burden that parents bear, especially mothers, keeping them out of the job market. Both the Senate and the House have taken important steps forward to pass my bipartisan infrastructure plan. This bill is going to end years of gridlock. We used to remember we always had, the whole notion we had, I guess, was every week was going to be infrastructure week. Well, both literally and figuratively, it's going to change things on our streets across the country and figuratively as it relates to Washington. We're going to create millions of good-paying jobs. We're going to ease inflationary pressure and allow us to win the competition of the 21st century in a global economy where the competition has become more intense. Look, it's historic investment in roads and rail, in transit and bridges, in clean energy, in clean water, universal broadband. It's going to modernize our energy grid. You need not go any further than look what's happening across the country now in terms of the energy grid. It's about resilience. Make our roads and highways safer. Make us more resilient to the kinds of devastating impacts from extreme weather we're seeing in so many parts of the country. And look, this is about good paying jobs for ordinary people, blue collar workers, jobs at prevailing wage, not $15 an hour or 20 or 30, but for the carpenters and pipe fitters, plumbers, electrical workers, and so many other Americans. About 90% of the jobs we'll create with this plan won't require a college degree, but will fundamentally transform the lives of millions of people. It's going to transform America and propel us into the future, just as we did when we built the Transcontinental Railroad, when we electrified the country with the TVA. Look, at the same time, the House and Senate have to advance my Build Back Better.
Many conservative Democrats and centrist Republicans worked together on the legislation after rejecting President Biden's broad definition of infrastructure. The group chose to drop the elements of the plan focused on human infrastructure, which would have made targeted investments in workers that fuel the economy. Two of the most anticipated questions circulating around reconciliation bill on whether it would include an extension to the child tax credit, which is set to return to its earlier rendition after this year. In addition to including elements from the American Jobs Plan, Democrats working on the reconciliation package also took some of the measures included in the American Families Plan. These include topics like paid family leave and the extension of the child tax credit's current structure through the year 2025. Earlier this year, President Biden announced his support for making the changes to the credit structure passed under the American Rescue Plan permanent through the American Families Plan. During the announcement, President Biden spoke to how the changes benefited nearly 66 million children, and it was the single largest contributor to the plan's historic reductions in childhood poverty. Another popular aspect included in the reconciliation bill is the federal family leave policy. So everyone, what are your thoughts on the federal family leave policy? Please leave them in the comment section below. Everyone, the key word for this video is cup. If you want to win a $100 Walmart gift card, please make sure to comment below this keyword and also like this video to enter this coming Friday's $100 gift card giveaway. Thank you so much, everyone. The $46 billion rent relief package from the federal government was supposed to help renters and landlords. Renters could fend off eviction after falling behind due to the economic turmoil of this crisis, and landlords could recoup the financial losses to their businesses. But in practice, state and local governments have struggled to get that money out to renters. According to a recent analysis by the Washington Post, only 12% of the first round of the $25 billion of the Emergency Rental Assistance Program was spent in the first 6 months of 2021. Even less of the program's second $21.5 billion round had made it to renters as of June 30th this year. In the months since, rent relief programs have ramped up just as their importance has increased. In late August, the U.S. Supreme Court knocked down a revised version of the eviction ban implemented by the Biden administration. As most state eviction protections had already expired, in the aftermath of the federal moratorium's end, rent relief has in many cases become renters' last hope for keeping their homes. So everyone, do you agree with me that the federal eviction ban should be reinstated? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here this morning. I greatly and truly appreciate